tonight, city leaders in Superior support a new tobacco law, but state law is getting in their way.
Plus, a scary day on an Iron Range lake last week as not one, but two trucks break through the ice as warm weather and rain threaten ice conditions.
Plus, pulling the plug, a decades-old and very popular ice fishing tournament is canceled after a back and forth between the county it's in and the organizers.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. What is typically considered the thick of ice fishing season is panning out to be anything but.
Warmer, wetter weather conditions are making for not the best January ice conditions in parts of the Northland. An Iron Range family trip turned out to be a scary example of that.
Two pickup trucks went through the ice on Blue Lake last week, which is just south of Highway 169 in Nashwauk. CBS3's Jesse Slater spoke with one of the men who helped retrieve the vehicles.
What started off as an ordinary day of ice fishing for lifelong fishing pals took a turn for the worse. Both of their pickup trucks breaking through ice and sinking over 40 feet into Blue Lake.
Within a minute, it sounded like somebody flushed the toilet and his truck was gone.
Jeff Graves' son, Mason, was able to escape his truck once his front end broke through the thin ice. His friend, driving over to assist, ended up in the same boat.
Slowly watched that second one go in box first and sink all the way down.
A plowed road out to their fish houses, set up about 2 miles offshore, gave the two friends confidence the ice was thick enough to hold their haul. Turns out, it wasn't.
A 2.5-foot diameter spring coming up there, and it was actually eroding the ice as we were trying to mark the thing off.
A spring which caused the ice to give way in a narrow section of the lake.
Everywhere we drilled was 12 to 16 inches, even really close to that spring.
Graves assisted his son and called in a dive team out of Detroit Lakes to remove the vehicles from their icy depths. And they had to act quickly.
You have 48 hours to report it to the state or the county, and then you have 30 days to remove the vehicle.
Nearly a week submerged in water, the dive team was able to retrieve the trucks after 9 hours with more than just water damage.
The damage from the two trucks colliding underwater.
Everyone involved taking it as a reminder that there's no such thing as safe ice.
Little skittish at the ice right now. They said they'll ride snowmobiles and four-wheelers, and they actually pull their fish houses off because they don't even want to deal with it.
Graves says thankfully insurance does cover the removal of the trucks, but not the damage done while sinking into the lake. For more on ice safety, you can find a link on our website, cbs3duluth.com.
Two more people face charges in connection to an inside job armed robbery at an Iron Range assisted living facility. It happened in June at Edgewood Vista Assisted Living in Virginia. Charges have already been filed against Nicholas Champa and his fiancée, Morgan Brady London, who worked at the facility at the time. Haley Ross and Michael Kozlucher now also face charges. Court documents show the two went into the facility, threatened and restrained staff, then stole prescription medications. Ross was reportedly the getaway driver. She was in court today. A warrant has been issued for Kozlucher.
Police are still searching for a man who led them on a high-speed chase yesterday in Hibbing. Hibbing police say an officer spotted Zephaniah Scaria driving near the 1000 block of 25th Street East. The 36-year-old was wanted on domestic violence charges. When the officer tried to pull him over, he took off. Police say the chase went for several blocks, eventually reaching 100 miles per hour. They lost him when he turned south on Highway 5. If you know where he is, call Hibbing Police or 911.
New Year's DWI arrests went up slightly this year in Minnesota compared to last year. Statewide, between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, authorities made 187 arrests for DWI. That's a slight increase from last year. For the entire year, there was a 4% increase in the number of drivers pulled over for DWI.
A fire did some heavy damage to a Hibbing business this afternoon. According to the Northland Firewire, crews responded to a fire at Jack and Don's Auto Garage. A vehicle started on fire, but the blaze was contained to the garage. No word on exactly how much damage was done. Thankfully, no one was injured.
All right, let's turn gears and go over to the weather with Dave. Dave, cool tonight, huh?
Yeah, a little bit of cold air is going to undercut our cloud cover and send inland parts of Minnesota down into the single digits.
Okay.
The rest of us in the lower teens. So a little bit cooler than normal for some town, near normal for others. And up aloft, still some clouds from that departing low pressure system. And that means we'll be eyeing up a slight chance for flurries to return, perhaps for tomorrow. So we fire up the day planner for Friday, and the chance for snow showers is only about 20 to 30%. Should last through the morning in Minnesota, perhaps into the afternoon for Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. The cool start for the Twin Ports means 11 above. Daytime finish 22. It's maybe 3 degrees warmer than normal, so we'll call that a warm spell. Will the warm spell last into the weekend? Frankly, I think Saturday is going to come up looking like roses, which means beautiful. Sunday could be a different story, and that's a tale we'll tell in more detail in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, as President Trump signs off on increasing the legal smoking age from 18 to 21, some cities and states already had the law on the books.
Superior is not one of them because in Wisconsin, the state regulates legal purchasing age. CBS 3's Emma Quinn spoke with Superior city leaders and business owners about the coming change.
The legal age to buy tobacco products will soon change from 18 to 21. One local leader says it's been a long time coming.
Well, I think it's a major step forward for public health. There's been a nationwide trend to move the smoking age to 21.
Superior Mayor Jim Payne says it's the right move to keep our youth safe.
18-year-olds are frequently, they really are just outside of childhood, and many of their friends are children too. So anything to delay that decision to keep nicotine products out of the hands of children is a major step forward for our community.
Payne doesn't anticipate businesses will suffer, but some shops don't agree. Superior shop Ignite Dispensary says they do expect a slight decline in business, but they say protecting young people is important and they'll follow the rules. Payne says when the law takes effect, everyone will have to adjust.
One of the things that is going to potentially be tricky is there are people that are of legal age right now that will no longer be of legal age. That's going to be a challenge and for our enforcement agencies as well as for those people and those businesses.
According to a tweet from the FDA, they have 180 days to update the regulations. This is a requirement of the legislation.
Conservatives are asking a judge to find the Wisconsin Elections Commission in contempt for not immediately purging more than 200,000 voters from the rolls. Last month, the judge ordered the purge of voters who may have moved and did not respond within 30 days to notifications sent by the Elections Commission back in October. However, the commission is appealing the ruling and asking that the order be put on hold. In turn, the conservative Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty says the commission must purge the voters now or face $12,000 per day in fines.
Minnesota turkey hunters using a firearm this spring will no longer be restricted to a single permit area. Hunters can now buy a license over the counter for almost all permit areas in the state. Hunters will still be required to apply for a lottery in 3 wildlife management areas. The deadline to apply for that lottery is January 24th. The new license regulations begin on March 1st, and firearm turkey season runs from April 15th to May 31st. We'll have all those dates and more information on our website.
A Hermantown pair is starting off the new year with a big chunk of cash in their bank account. The Minnesota Lottery announced Tuesday Paul and Jeb Pazinski are splitting the $1.6 million prize they won back on December 16th. They purchased the Go for 5 ticket from the Hermantown General Store. The store is getting a $5,000 bonus for selling the ticket.
The Young Athletes Foundation is helping kids in the Twin Ports live active lifestyles. The organization is hosting a first-time event called Saturday Morning at the Races. Officials say the format is similar to an event held on Wednesdays throughout the summer. The first of 3 scheduled races is January 4th at St. Scholastica. Children's age 14 and under can take part. Grandma's Marathon officials run the Young Athletes Foundation. You can head on over to our website for more details.
What would have been the 41st annual Eel Pout Festival on Leech Lake has been canceled. On the festival's website, organizers posted a message saying it's due to a lack of agreement with Cass County. The message says there's been an increase in attendance in recent years, making for more traffic, trash, and safety concerns. After 5 months of trying to work with the county on ways to regulate the event, organizers pulled the plug. The county has not commented yet. The International Eel Pout Festival brings an average of 12,000 people to the Walker area each winter season for 4 days of outdoor activities.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, warm weather and rain is threatening another popular event at a local ski hill.
And later, the U.S. military is beefing up its presence in the Middle East amid rising tensions between the U.S. and Iran.
The normal high temp is 19. Today we did make 30 degrees. Tomorrow will fall closer to the normal. How long will that last? We'll tell you coming up with the forecast in just another couple of minutes.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Each year, about 1.5 million Americans are impacted by sepsis, which is responsible for 1 out of every 3 hospital deaths. A new program at Essentia Health is aimed at detecting sepsis earlier and responding to it faster.
Sepsis is when you have an overwhelming response to an infection. So if you imagine that if you got an infection on your thumb would get red and swollen, and that's a normal response that your immune system has to help fight the infection. When you get sepsis, what is happening is that entire response is happening throughout your whole body. And the immune system it's overreacting to the infection in a way that is now damaging your organs. Probably the most important thing that we can do is identify sepsis early. And what we need to do is, as soon as we identify it, starting the patient on broad spectrum antibiotics and getting them appropriate IV fluids to help improve their circulation.
Early detection can save lives, and confusion is a red flag. For somebody already dealing with an infection who then becomes confused, it's imperative they get to a hospital.
We've done a really good job nationally of increasing the public's awareness of things like stroke and heart attacks and how important early treatment is. We haven't done as good of a job about educating people about sepsis. And your chance of surviving an episode of sepsis or septic shock is directly related to how quickly we can treat you and diagnose you.
This effort is helping us achieve our aspirational aim of zero preventable harm. For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
This Medical Insight was brought to you by Essentia Health. To learn more about the services we offer, visit essentiahealth.org.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, Duluth is a cool city. Normal mean temperature is only 39.7 degrees for the year 2019, according to stats just released by National Weather Service Duluth. Well, it was 39.9 degrees, meaning a departure from normal mean of 0.2 degree. Well, the year ahead coming up here, 2020, some sources say warmer, some say cooler. I like to say it's too early to tell. We can take a look at the short-term forecast, though, which shows we're going to be fairly close to normal with a bit of a cool down coming in about a week, about this time next week. And in between, a couple of snow chances, really just light stuff, though, and we'll take a look at those after we take a look at what's happening right now at the airport in Duluth with those current conditions. And right now, it's warmer than normal at 27 degrees. Relative humidity, 78%. Northwest wind, it's going 13 miles per hour. Air pressure on the low side at 29.65. We do have a low pressure system departing the area, and its parting shot to our area, well, could be some clouds and a couple of flurries through tomorrow, followed by sunshine for at least part of the weekend. We'll take a look right now at Watersmeet and Ironwood, 27 degrees for those two towns. In northwestern Wisconsin, it's 28 degrees for just about everybody, but Superior is bucking that trend with 30. Moose Lake is following suit. Towards the Mesabi range, low 20s found there, upper teens from the Vermilion in through Highway 53 and Highway 1 and heading up towards International Falls, we're at 17. And now again, cooler air is probably going to undercut the cloud cover, making it as cool as perhaps the single digits near International Falls, and then low teens for many of the rest of us. Cooler night followed by a slightly warmer than normal Friday with a slight chance for a couple of snow showers as we mentioned. All right, lower pressure coming in, or actually leaving for Friday, means higher pressure will start to change things up. For Friday, this low pressure system could bring a couple of clouds and a 30% chance for flurries. But easing into Saturday, we change things up with higher pressure nudging in, bringing sunshine, at least for Saturday. Because as early as Sunday, this Alberta Clipper comes to call, bringing a 40% chance of snow that might accumulate to the tune of an inch or two. That's quite a popular hit song for snow fans there. All right, forecast tonight. Minnesota-wise, low temps go as cool as 5 up north, as warm as 14 by the lake and down south. For Wisconsin and Michigan, warmer there, low teens near Superior to upper teens down towards Hayward. Mostly cloudy sky. For tomorrow, 30% flurry chance in Wisconsin and Michigan with highs 23 to 26. 30% flurry chance in Minnesota with highs from 19 up north to 24 down towards Moose Lake. And with the extended forecast here now, the flurries go away for Saturday. The sun says hello and then quickly goodbye because 40% chance for an inch or two of snow on Sunday, flurries for Monday and Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, it starts to chill down a little bit, at least briefly. 5 below for a low and 12 above for a high.
Thanks, Dave. Crews at Mont du Lac Resort are preparing to host a big crashed ice tournament in the coming weeks.
Yeah, crashed ice, also known as ice cross, is a winter sport where competitors race down a luge-like course on ice skates. But there's some concern about if the course will even be ready for the big tournament.
CBS3's Jonah Wells caught up with officials about the challenges they're facing this year.
Mont du Lac is just weeks away from hosting their Red Bull ATSX Ice Cross event, which brings hundreds of people from around the world to Superior to watch and skate in a crashed ice tournament.
Put about a couple, 3 weeks worth of work into putting a track together. We flood it just like everybody floods a hockey rink back home. And then at the end of that, we've got the race, which happens on January 18th.
The track used at the event is made mostly of ice and snow, and Mont du Lac officials say recent weather conditions in the Twin Ports haven't been ideal to make the course.
We have started making some snow on that section of the hill already. Now we've just been waiting, obviously, for the warm weather and the rain to kind of stay away from us for a while.
Operations manager Mike O'Hara says they usually have a 14-day window to build. That window has shrunken down to 12 days this season, a noticeably shorter prep time than in past years.
We'll be working every day on it right up until probably the 16th when we turn it over to the USIX and the Red Bull folks. No matter what, we are going to start building that track, and the only thing that can stop us would be weather.
For racers like Casey Hansen, having an uncomfortable track is part of the sport.
So that's the thing with crashed ice, is that the track is always unpredictable, and it will always get worse as the races go on, and you just need to learn how to skate through it.
Though preparation this year is different than the past, Hansen says he trusts that Mont du Lac will find a way to make it work.
With the right crew, and they have a good crew out there, they should be able to get the track done.
Hey, the weather's going to do what the weather's going to do up here, and we just have to figure out a way to work around it.
Mont du Lac officials say Ice Cross has been successful since they began hosting it in 2013, with about 500 to 600 people on average coming just to watch. There were around 160 racers last year, representing 26 countries from around the world.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, tensions are nearing their boiling point in the Middle East after a U.S. strike in Iraq. Details coming up.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota, home of the largest selection of SUVs in the Northland. Visit KohlerToyota.com for 50th anniversary specials.
During the New Year's sale at Home Furniture, take an extra 10% off sale prices. Plus, get no interest financing for 1 year and free shipping when you spend $4.99 or more. The New Year's sale at Home Furniture.
Our shower was like 20 years old, and it was just in the worst condition. We had a new shower put in, and it was acrylic, and there's hardly any cleaning compared to the other one. We decided to call Bath Planet, and Wayne did contact us, and he made sure that it was a good time for us.
He came here at 8 o'clock in the morning. Job was done by 4 o'clock.
I'm so glad that we chose Bath Planet.
For a free estimate, call Bath Planet today at 218-228-0435.
You can count on your independent agent to be there. just like the company that stands behind them.
J3 Insurance, your auto owner's agent in Duluth, Carlton, and Nisswa.
Some things just can't last forever, like slushy here. And our best offer of the year during the final days of the Built for the Holidays sales event. But hurry, these amazing offers on select Ford models end soon. And so does your chance to earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. Now for a limited time, lease an F-150 for just $259 a month, or get over $11,500 in total savings. But hurry, it all ends January 2nd.
When you watched CBS3.
Holiday cheer is just in the air.
I know, I love this honey on music. Talk about a lot of fun, and there's so much to do down here. It's so beautiful.
Tony, what a great show.
Yeah.
What a better place to spend your Friday night than here at Bentleyville.
We're joined now by the mayor of Bentleyville himself, Nathan Bentley. Thanks for joining us tonight, Nathan.
The whole team is here, so let's check in now with Kelly, who's having some fun while keeping track of sports. Hey, Kelly.
Live, local, CBS3. Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
During the New Year's sale at Home Sleep Express, get up to $600 in factory savings on iComfort, plus no interest financing for 6 years, free delivery, and up to $300 in bedding accessories during our New Year's sale at Home Sleep Express.
Melt the cold winter with hot gear from Duluth Lawn and Sports.
The Bulldogs take on the Bemidji Beavers in a basketball doubleheader only on My 9 Sports. Brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac and Essentia Health.
The U.S. military is beefing up its presence in the Middle East amid rising tensions between the U.S. and Iran.
According to reports tonight out of Baghdad, the Iraqi government says 3 missiles hit cars at the city's airport. Natalie Brand reports from the Pentagon.
CBS News confirmed the U.S. conducted a strike at the Baghdad International Airport in Iraq. According to Iraqi state TV, Qassem Soleimani, the head of a branch of Iran's Revolutionary Guard, was killed in the attack, as well as several others. Soleimani, a powerful Iranian general, has been a key planner behind many of Iran's military operations throughout the Middle East. Neither U.S. nor Iranian officials have confirmed his death. On Thursday, U.S. troops with the 82nd Airborne Division arrived in Kuwait following 2 days of violent protests at the embassy in Baghdad. An additional 3,000 are on alert and preparing to deploy to the region.
It's not a show of force. It's a reinforcing capability that we can employ not just in Iraq, but throughout the region.
Speaking to reporters off camera, Defense Secretary Mark Esper said there are indications militias loyal to Iran are planning further attacks.
Do I think they may do something? Yes, and they will likely regret it.
Iranian-backed demonstrators stormed the U.S. Embassy's perimeter on Tuesday, setting fires, throwing rocks, and destroying a reception building at the sprawling compound. The protesters dismantled their camp and moved on, but they left behind damaged buildings and heightened tensions.
There's going to be a debate in the Iraqi parliament about whether the U.S. military should go home or not. That was the deal to get the protesters to withdraw.
Tensions in Iraq rose after the U.S. blamed Iranian-backed Shia militias for killing an American contractor in a missile strike on an Iraqi base late last month.
In addition to the 82nd Airborne, the Pentagon is deploying 3 Marine ships to the Persian Gulf as reinforcements in case they're needed.
Neil's here to talk a little bit about sports. Neil, I'd like to take credit for lighting a fire underneath the Timberwolves today.
They must be listening to you.
Yeah, they must be.
6 o'clock, you're a little bit of a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, who was the
you're
optimistic
chipper.
one?
Yeah, right over there. But ahead of sports, Cloquet Esco Carlton hockey back in action for the first time this year. Plus, on the hardwood, Proctor taking on Cloquet and Esco hosting Moose Lake Willow River. Those highlights coming up right after the break.
Thursday Night Face-Off is brought to you by Essentia Health. Here's this week's CBS3 Game Day lineup. Brought to you by Kohler Hyundai. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Here, in this place, a game like nowhere else, where team is everything. Together, we push, we strive, and sometimes we fall. But here, adversity is an opportunity to make teamwork count when it matters most. Because together, we own this ice. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
At Super One Foods, we're always looking for new talent to join our 5-star service team. We are a growing family-owned company that provides opportunities to learn new skills and enhance your working knowledge while serving your friends and neighbors. From flexible scheduling and variety in jobs to competitive wages and exceptional benefits, Super One Foods offers an excellent environment to grow both personally and professionally and can provide you with the foundation for career advancement in the communities we serve. Come join our team, Super One Foods. Jobs right in your neighborhood.
More than 2 in 5 Minnesota homes have radon levels that pose a significant health risk. Radon is a colorless, odorless gas that can come from the soil and accumulate in your home. This gas is considered deadly, as long-term exposure may result in lung cancer, which can be fatal. To combat this serious public health concern, the Minnesota Department of Health recommends that all Minnesotans test their home for radon every 2 to 5 years. This test is an easy way to find out if you and your family are safe from high radon levels. Test your home for radon for less than $10.
Jake Zimmerman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Find us on social media right now for gorgeous photos and great Wisconsin giveaways. Speaking of free stuff, did you know every month we give away an exciting vacation? This month, you can win a prize package to Norskadalen. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details.
From all of us here at CBS3, happy holidays!
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
With holiday tournament week in the rear view mirror, the puck dropped in the 2020 portion of the Minnesota boys hockey schedule tonight. Good matchup in Cloquet. The Jacks hosting Egan. The home team grabbed the momentum just 3 minutes in. Braden Timon flips it in front, finds its way to Kyle Sitter, and the junior center puts it home on the pad side corner, 1-0. A few minutes later, they go right back to it. Jake Hutta flips it to Logan Dushkin, but this time Derek Manzella flashes the leather, and then the ice started to tilt the other way. Henry Reif throws it into the middle, and Alex Lackenmeyer puts it home, tied 1-1 after 1. In the second, the Wildcats look like a totally different team. Tony Asta puts away the go-ahead goal. Max Meekin would add another, and the Jacks can't respond until the third. Egan wins it 3-2 over CEC. It's been smooth sailing for the Proctor's girls basketball team as of late. The Rails currently riding a 4-game winning streak. Proctor looking to improve to 10-1 with a win over Cloquet. First half, Cloquet trying to mount a comeback. Alexa Snesrud gets it at the top of the key and knocks it down. Lumberjacks within 15. But Proctor would be too much down the stretch. Closing seconds of the half, Sam Pagachnik with the 3-ball. Proctor up 46-20 at the break. Second half, Rails not slowing down. Liz Fraze, another 3-pointer. Proctor wins big 76-24. Over in Esco, the 7-4 Eskimos hosting Moose Lake. Willow River first half, Esco up 2. Natalie Mickrot gets the pass and immediately pulls up for 3 and hits it. Rebels take a 1-point lead. Very next possession, here comes Esco. Brenda Stark comes up with a steal and goes the distance for the easy layup. Esco up 1. Then later, Christy DeMuth drives, absorbs the contact, and gets the tough shot to go. And the foul. Esco wins 72-50. In the NBA, the Timberwolves coming off a close loss to the NBA best Milwaukee Bucks on Wednesday. Quick turnaround as they hosted the Warriors. Still no Karl Anthony Towns or Andrew Wiggins. Second quarter, Timberwolves up 16, make it 19. Robert Covington from way deep, 47-28 Minnesota to the fourth. Wolves trying to put this one away, 9-point game. Shabazz Napier with a hand in his face. He gets to go. 20 points and 7 assists on the night for him. Timberwolves win their second straight at home, 99-84. It was a big afternoon for USA hockey over in Slovakia today. Maura Kroll and the United States U18 women's team was playing for a gold medal at the World Championships against rival Canada in what turned out to be a great game first period. The Americans strike first. Abby Murphy gets the loose puck out front. And why not fling it right back in? She scores 1-0 USA. Same score in the third, and Canada finally finds an answer. And Frederick Nod finds Sarah Paul in front, tied up at 1 late. So it heads to OT. Winner takes the goal. An exciting frame of 3-on-3 is capped by a breakaway, Maggie Nicholson. And that's the golden goal. Literally, the United States wins it 2-1. At the Men's World Junior Championships, Finland knocked out Scott Sandelin and Team USA by a score of 1-0. It ends a streak of 4 consecutive years with a medal for the United States, their longest ever streak. Now that's all for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. May hope brighten your holiday and inspire you in the new year. Happy holidays from Essentia Health.
When news happens, CBS3 is there.
The smoke is still really heavy. You can smell it.
Tonight at 10, we'll be out here in the storm.
Anytime, day or night.
And while this is a very active scene, the public is being asked to stay away from the area. Good afternoon, I'm Kristen Bakke. We're cutting in with a follow-up to some breaking news out of Cloquet this morning. CBS3 first got word of this fire and went to the scene at around 3:30.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS3.
More than 2 in 5 Minnesota homes have radon levels that pose a significant health risk. Radon is a colorless, odorless gas that can come from the soil and accumulate in your home. This gas is considered deadly, as long-term exposure may result in lung cancer, which can be fatal. To combat this serious public health concern, the Minnesota Department of Health recommends that all Minnesotans test their home for radon every 2 to 5 years. This test is an easy way to find out if you and your family are safe from high radon levels. Test your home for radon for less than $10.
Live Local is my favorite thing about CBS. It's let's let everyone know exactly what's going on in their communities. Let's make sure that they get the news that impacts their hometowns as quickly as they possibly can, so they know what's going on in their communities. They know what's impacting them, and they know what's happening day to day, minute by minute, hour by hour.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Live Local, CBS3 Duluth.
Where am I?
You're in the Speed Force, Barry.
Oliver. The anti-monitors at the dawn of time. He's extremely powerful. The 8 of us might not be enough.
Oh my God.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. The CW's crossover event concludes January 14th.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association.
Quickly before we go, it feels like Bentleyville just began, but just as fast as it went up, Bentleyville is now looking for your help taking things down. They're asking volunteers to help clean up the holiday light display. You can drop by Bayfront Park from 8:30 to 4 o'clock this Saturday and Sunday. There's a link to sign up on our website.
And if you're afraid it's too cold to do that, Dave, will it be too cold to clean up Bentleyville?
No, pretty close to normal tomorrow. Tomorrow we get a slight chance for a few flurries, 30% shot. 22 is actually a little warmer than we're supposed to be. Saturday, sunny. Sunday, maybe an inch or two of snow, so not a huge deal there at all. After that, they'll come next Wednesday morning. That's when it'll get chilly. 5 below here in the Twin Ports. Kristen, up your neck of the woods, probably 10, 15 below.
I'll bundle up. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll see you tomorrow.